Hey everybody, I'm Harlan Cohen. Welcome to Before College TV Live. This is my first news broadcast doing it live, gathering the headlines related to education that you need to know. So let's just get started. The AP exams are happening now for high school students, and the worst possible nightmare for a student actually has happened to many of these students. They finished their exams and they hit submit. It didn't submit. And keep in mind, they only have 45 minutes to complete these exams. They're online for the first time ever. The College Board is putting these exams out there, and some of them did not go through. So this is an article from Inside Higher Ed. Her daughter, who studied for her AP Calc, and then could not submit the AP exam. The College Board is saying that everything was mostly successful. There was just 1%, a small percent of students who weren't able to submit. If you're that small percentage, it's pretty brutal because this means that they're going to have to retake their tests, which is absolutely awful. If any of you are taking AP exams, if you're dealing with any of these issues, because they're going to be happening for the next couple days, let me know. I'm really curious. I'd love to report on what's happening with AP exams. Professors required to report students who attend Zoom calls naked. So I guess this is a thing, but these IU instructors were warned that they need to act on this. They need to report these students because this is considered sexual harassment, and Zoom rooms are actual IU property. This is from Georgia Tech. There was a really interesting scandal where students were taking an exam. These were physics classes, right? And what they're doing is they were taking these physics classes and they take the exams and they're allowed to use materials that they tell them to use. But then what they were doing is posting the questions on Chegg, because there's a Q&A board on Chegg, and then other people were answering the questions, the real live exam questions in real time. What happened is they are tracking these students down. Georgia Tech is actually going to Chegg. They can see who stopped on those pages and cross-reference and take action. So they told these students, listen, we're going to find you and you have an opportunity to tell us. I love this statistic. According to the International Center for Academic Integrity, 68% of 71,300 undergraduates surveyed admitted cheating on a test. 68% cheated on a test. I don't know if you've ever cheated on a test. I have. I don't feel good about it. It was a Spanish test, and it was in high school. And I looked on someone else. It was an exam. It was a final exam. I looked on someone's paper, and I still did terrible in the class. But I have to tell you, I still feel horrible about this. I'm a person of integrity, right? I've thought about this cheating. It doesn't, anyway, do you forgive me? I don't cheat. I think that was pretty much, I don't cheat. There was another cheating situation with the chemistry and physics department looking into cheating. Chegg seems to be the place where people are doing their best cheating. California State University plans to cancel most in-person classes and go online this fall, the chancellor has reported. What's really confusing is, okay, so you have the California State University schools, and I'm going to give you a link to all these articles as well. But then at the same time, you've got the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. University of Georgia hopes to reopen campus for fall 2020. Georgia is one of these early open states, so they're planning on people going to campus. Their flagship school with 40,000 students, they are all set. I know Purdue University as well. President Daniels had a message saying, we are going to be opening. UGA in their system, there's 25 universities there, and they're planning on opening. If you want to know what's happening, if schools are opening, the Chronicle of Higher Education is keeping tabs on schools and what they're deciding. So they've got this list. This is as of May 13th. This list is updated, and I'll keep updating you with this. But you can get a sense of the colleges of what they're thinking right now. And I'll just run through a few of these with you because, it's really hard to know what's happening and to make these plans. A lot of the answers are hopes, planning. Will offer most classes in online or virtual. Arizona State University is planning to resume in-person classes. You've got, Babson preparing for a range of scenarios. Like that's not helpful. There's 23 pages here. You keep scrolling through. Bard planning for in-person. Barnard, preparing for a range of scenarios, considering a range of scenarios at Bucknell. This is nothing. So if you have like, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes to kill, this is a long article. It's a long article. The coming disruption, Scott Galloway predicts a handful of elite cyber universities will soon monopolize higher education. This is from the New Yorker. It's an awesome article. I mean, a joke. It doesn't take 20 minutes, but it is long. Look at this thing. It's so long. The prediction is that Google or Facebook partner with some of these elite universities, and when it comes to the schools that are in the 50 to 100 range, those schools, they could possibly survive, but once you get to schools that are in that 200 range, it's going to be very difficult for them because of the economics and because people are now learning that online education is a place where you can learn, but what is the value? People are starting to really consider the value. So anyway, I can keep scrolling through this. Let me just show you. It's really long. If you want to get the latest information, if you're someone who's interested in really great authorities, if you don't want to just get stuff on Facebook, although you're getting this on Facebook probably or some social media, the Chronicle of Higher Education, if you just go to their front page and you can just like check in every week, the Chronicle is great. You don't need a subscription. I have a paid subscription, but you can get many articles. And what you're able to see is, okay, we're tracking college layoffs and furloughs. This is a big issue. There are many colleges and universities that are going into trim and cut mode. And you see it. Northwestern University just talked about how everybody's getting pay cuts. And they've got an endowment that's, they're very well endowed. Could you say a well-endowed school? But then you can see the loss of sports spells trouble far beyond stadiums. I want to dig a little bit deeper into this one. If students don't come back, we're dead in the water. Loss of sports spells trouble far beyond the athletic departments. So, I don't know if you know, but a lot of that TV money, a lot of the resources that the big programs get, the big name programs get, those are going to all different sports. When I'm traveling around the country, I'm seeing the lacrosse team, I'm seeing the swimmers, I'm seeing diving teams. I'm able to see, I see all these students who are traveling, and I'm like, how are you all flying? This is expensive because you're staying in hotels and you're going across the country. And then I see them get food. And the worst is when they all get food when I get to the airport and there's like a line of like soccer players, like a soccer team, a women's soccer team, it could be men's soccer. And I'm trying to get to Starbucks. These sports, the lack of revenue is going to impact so many different programs, athletics, and the money that's received through the athletic programs really feeds so many different departments. It's graduation season. This is from Purdue University. Purdue had their graduation. This was the Division 6 2020 commencement. This is archival footage. So they show people playing instruments. Because I saw this and I'm like, why are you playing instruments? But they're using old footage. And then they cut to this. Well, no, this is the old footage. Let's go to the new. Where is it? And then you can see. Not sure what they're talking about right there. But anyway, I think that's this is how they're doing it. So they're really small and they're online. They're using archival footage. And then Marvin Jesse, Thiago Caliph, Tashi Kapoor, and John Kemp. It's very interesting to listen to. You just got to make it exciting when you're sharing the names. But this is how they're doing graduation. Tennessee dad creates a commencement ceremony in his driveway for his daughter. You can check this article out. This guy went above and beyond. What an amazing thing for his child to see that effort, something they'll remember forever. And then for those of you who are celebrating high school graduation, any commencement, you got the big one that's happening. You've got Barack Obama and Oprah and Lady Gaga. It's a virtual ceremony. You've got Facebook's graduation on May 15th. You've got the iHeartMedia, the podcast commencement speeches. And then you've got Her Campus and Chase, and it keeps going and going and going. So there are a lot of people. Michelle Obama's going to be doing YouTube JARE Class of 2020. So you can check out these resources as well. I'm going to include the links to all of these stories. If you have comments, if there are articles that you see that you'd like included in the news, let me know. I'm Harlan Cohn. I'm grateful to be here, and I look forward to continuing to be in your corner. Thanks, everybody.